So it's official. I found Eric Sotomayor's face on the monolith online.
Oh, is it a very cute picture?
No, I'm just joking.
Oh.
It's official. The Castanos and the LeBeaus are going to be in Disney World at the same time, though. That's exciting. And I think that if we don't get down to the Galaxy's Edge preview in August, because they still haven't come out with the information on that, then we'll definitely get good footage for the first time on that trip. I was actually listening to the Diz. Is that where you got that rumored date from?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said the 11th too. The only thing about that is he said he thinks it's going to be the 11th because he doesn't think that they would do it the same weekend as D23. But this is becoming a tradition, taking out of the keys. But the next weekend's not D23 though, right? D23 is the 23rd of August, I believe.
Yeah.
I know that because it's my birthday, and I remember saying to Carrie that I wanted to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because that's when we were originally going to go to Disneyland, but then
Yeah.
all that stuff was happening when we would go.
So I'm wondering if it might be the weekend of the 18th, because the 11th is Sunday, I believe. I looked it up, and then so the 18th would be the following Sunday.
Yeah, I don't know unless they're going to do a week-long thing. I don't know how openings of things
That's
work.
the other thing. How long is the preview? Is it just one day? It's got to be more than a day.
Yeah.
If it's
The
not more
preview, they'd probably want media there too, and have all the. I don't know if they. I don't know if they're gonna.
I have zero clue.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
All I know is I want to see Galaxy's Edge. And now that I know we're going that weekend, and I have someone else down there that's going to actually be as interested in it as I am, I'm not that disappointed if I can't get there in August, I guess.
Yeah, and at least you'll have that buffer of opening, and maybe. I mean, it'll be a marathon weekend, so it'll still be busy, but it might not be as busy as an opening week.
We'll just
hopefully.
get up. We'll just let the girls just sleep, and we'll just get up we'll figure it out. We'll just get up at 5 in the morning or something, and Uber over there if we have to.
Yeah, but the talk that they're doing about how they're trying to, at least in Disneyland, what they're doing with the you make reservations now instead of waiting in line for the lightsabers and stuff. They give you a time and you come back.
Yeah.
So it'll give them time to figure everything out, at least in that in the bigger aspect.
Yeah, they're getting. Seems like they're kind of getting the gist of this. So I think Disney World, and probably one of the reasons why they probably strategically opened Disneyland's first right from the get go. With that in mind, they're pretty smart about that stuff. So anyway, that's all I got for the opening here, and let's get ready to review Toy Story 4. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. This week's podcast, we are going to get out of the parks for a little bit, and we are going to talk about our thoughts on Toy Story 4. Before we do that, really quick, did you hear the rumors that Country Bear Jamboree was going to close down and be replaced by
A Woody's thing?
Woody's Roundup?
Yeah, I did.
Marionette show? Okay, so just read that is absolutely incorrect. Just for anyone listening.
Yes, I saw that too. Yep.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, twice this week, kind of unprecedented as well, Disney legit refuted rumors on their own site of these rumored attractions, and they were like, nope, that's not happening. Nope, that's not happening. So we are not going to lose. The other one was the Tiki Hut. Although there's still strong rumors that Disney did not address that Moana is going to have a presence in that attraction. But Disney was very, very adamant about that. Those two attractions are going nowhere. As a matter of fact, they even said specifically that they're going to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Bears on the 50th anniversary. So they're not going anywhere for at least 2 years. And they said the Tiki Birds aren't going anywhere as well, but they did leave a little bit of open interpretation as far as if there might be overlays. But that was the first time that attraction got overlays, so they've tried to tweak that time and time again. I'm often curious not to go on this too long, why they don't just take those birds out of there and like replace them with like just state of the art animatronics.
Yeah, but then, I mean, it would be nice, but then then people will complain about, oh, the nostalgia, and you don't hear the little clicking anymore. But you're not gonna.
I was gonna say, are you aware that I'm the one that other people are aware of the clicking that's going on there?
I don't know. People will complain either way. So, but at least if the Moana thing, at least there's music and songs in Moana, so it fits more than.
Yeah, I think it would fit.
Yeah, so I mean that wouldn't be a horrible thing. At least it's more related than. What was it? Zazu and Iago. I mean, they didn't really.
Yeah, I didn't see that version of it. I actually should watch it, but I heard it was pretty horrible. But I don't know. Like, so what do you put? Hey in there? Like, I don't know. Does Moana get in there? Do you have Maui? Maybe Maui's the one that changes the weather.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
yeah, because he's a god. So
Moana is cool. I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It's awful. They do what they did with the other one. They just take it out.
Yeah, the whole Moana thing. I still don't understand why they don't have a meet and greet with her at the Polynesian. That one will.
Yeah.
I know I think they did at one point. And now she's just in like the during Halloween, which is weird. But
she was actually at Hollywood Studios briefly too, I believe. Very, very briefly, if I remember correctly, seeing like the Tim Tracker videos or something. Somebody was. I think it's where he met her. Like the meet and greet there, but either way, it was all weird. Never really went to where it belonged. It could have been eventually, and he saw it though. I don't know.
I don't know. That one. Yes.
I want to say it was Hollywood Studios though.
Some of them don't make sense. Why they don't have these characters in there?
Yeah, which like if the movie was just coming out, maybe that would make sense to be in Hollywood Studios. But maybe that was what was going on. It's been a while. I can't remember. Anyway, speaking of movies coming out, Toy Story 4. I both saw it. Actually seen it twice. Not like really on purpose, but my niece wanted to go again. We were kind of just nothing to do, so we did. We went and saw it again. I figured it couldn't hurt to do a review, to watch it again anyway for the review. But
yes, I would have. I only got to see it the one time. I would have liked to seen it twice, but we ended up actually seeing Secret Life of Pets 2, which I would have much rather seen Toy Story 4 again, but
wasn't good. Secret Life, or
not compared to the first one.
Okay.
No.
I've been meaning to get to that one. I haven't done it. But anyway, so I take it you liked Toy Story 4.
As a whole, yeah. I didn't, like most people, didn't really think another Toy Story movie was necessary. It doesn't, it didn't have that same gut-hitting thing like Toy Story 3 was, how that ended. And but, I mean, overall, it was as a movie, it was really good. I don't really know how I feel in the overall continuations of the franchise, but I mean, it was a good movie. There was some, I think my biggest gripe with the movie was it you didn't get the other toys. It was more of a Woody and Bo Peep focus. I mean, Woody is probably overall my favorite Disney character of all. But I do like, I like the whole incorporation of all the toys, which that I thought it lacked. But
it's funny, yeah. I'm gonna agree with you on that. I was actually a point I was gonna bring up too. So what would you say? What would you just give the movie out of 10?
Out of 10, let me see. I'd give it a solid 8.
Yeah, I'm kind of right in that window, 8 to 9ish.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll say 8.5. I'll play it safe. I didn't like that aspect of it, as you said. So let's kind of go over it in our minds here. So it was definitely a Woody movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no way around it. It was basically Woody's, the closure of a kind of Woody story in this whole, in this whole thing. And as far as that went, I think they nailed it. Like, Woody's whole thing's always kind of been he wanted to be wanted. He needed to feel responsible. He was the leader. Blah blah blah. He goes to Bonnie. At the end of the third one, he gets there. They kind of show you how he's kind of really not the leader anymore because Bonnie kind of already had a leader toy.
Mm-hmm.
And, his struggle with that and not being played with. But the thing, and that's all well and good, but the thing I really took issue with, once again, like you said, was there's no real presence of the other toys in the movie, like you said. Now Don Rickles passed away,
That's understandable.
so they kept that to a minimum.
Yeah.
But what's the deal with? I feel like Jesse and Buzz, like they don't take a back seat in my mind in a Toy Story movie.
No.
I mean, they got to be somewhat relevant, and especially if they're really going to play up the separation of Buzz and Woody at the end, which for all of us who have followed all the movies intently, you could argue that we've kind of just let that relationship develop anyway. But still, I feel like the last movie needed to hark on it a little bit more to really build that, and the whole thing with oh god, I'm gonna forget the name now. With Woody giving Jesse the badge at the end as well. I mean, there's like a quick nod to it at the beginning, and then it happens again.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that needed to be built up a little bit, and it was kind of like awkward when Bo Peep and Jesse kind of hug at the end, like, "Oh, Jesse," like, I feel like, were you ever really even friends? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she doesn't hug anybody else. She doesn't acknowledge anybody else there.
No, never. She. And then Woody had mentioned to her that most of us are all still together. But then, I'm trying to think of. She didn't really have that. She was in Toy Story 2, but I don't really even recall her. Because she wasn't a presence in that, so you didn't get her relationship with everybody else.
Oh, she was always very brief. She's like lovey and kissy with Woody on an occasional scene here and there. You got the idea they liked each other, and that was about the gist of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to the point where I guess they kind of even felt it necessary to show that opening scene where they're kind of saying their goodbyes, or Woody contemplates getting in the box.
Yep.
Get in the box. And then he doesn't, and because obviously Andy's looking for him, and he goes, Judy calls.
Yeah, so Woody always puts the child first, which is a nice aspect of him.
Yeah, you gotta love him for it, as Bo Peep says in the movie.
Oh yeah. But at least, I mean, like you were saying with it, like Buzz at least gets a little bit of. He leaves the RV. He goes and but Jessie she gets nothing.
Almost nothing. At the beginning, they flip her up to open the window. There's a couple little like Jessie type things going on, but it's very brief.
Yeah, and the whole in the second movie you really get her story, so that makes her I feel a bigger part. And then the third movie, and then the little shorts they do, she's always a big presence in it. And then this.
Yeah, I feel like Jessie's like Woody and Buzz are like 1 and 1A, and Jessie's like definitely 2.
Yeah, and I know they were kind of most movies that at least now nowadays. Which is fine that they like to show the strong female presence, and they seemed like they tried to do that with Bo Peep, but I feel Jessie was already a strong.
Jessie was always
a strong female, and I mean she was.
And
she was number 2 to Woody in their whole little Woody's Roundup type thing.
Yeah,
so
for sure. And while we're on the subject of like characters and flaws and what characters have developed over the course of the movies and things like that. I don't understand the Buzz thing. So Buzz comes on the scene in the first one, and he's like ignorant of being a toy, and go through all that. Then they essentially go out of their way to make it seem in the second movie to show that Buzz is now not that character anymore, and a lot more savvy and smarter, and helping rescue Woody and all that kind of stuff. And now all of a sudden in Toy Story 4, he's dumb now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the inner voice thing was just like a retract. Like character retracting.
Yeah, I mean, there were little funny moments of it, but it was I know what you're saying with that. But
it lent to it lent to the humor, but at the same time, if you're really geeking out and saying and a big fan of the franchise, you're like, well, why is Buzz acting like this now? Mm-hmm. But then at the same time, he still was like concocting some decent ideas to help these situations.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, and it's just it was just that focus on.
It could have been funnier, maybe, if Woody was like, listen to your inner voice, then somehow like Buzz malfunctioned a little bit, and then every so often his thing would go off and he'd hear it, and then he'd think it was his inner voice.
Yeah.
Or something, but to just consciously push the button and...
Yeah, and then if I want to nitpick even more, like, he never had a lot of those sayings ever.
Yeah, that's another thing.
But I know they had to use it to get to the plot, to go with the plot of the movie, but...
I was thinking the same thing. I was like I wasn't positive. I was like, does he say those things all the time? Like, I don't really remember
No, some of them.
those being a thing.
No, because there was a lot of like, you know, when he asked what he should do with towards the end, every saying was retreat, and you know, Buzz wouldn't retreat. Yeah, it's just
Well, yeah, if you got to nitpick, I would say that's kind of bleh.
Yeah,
They could have put a little more thought into that.
Yeah, that's nitpicky. But even like just the other, like Ham and Rex and Slinky Dog had nothing real. Like,
I think they each got like a line.
Yeah,
right? Roughly. And
these are like, I mean, I know they made that whole short just focused on Rex and the bathtub, and they all play a part in the movies, but not this one apparently.
No, I mean,
they only really had that the scene with the RV stopping the RV.
I was gonna say, and someone made a good
which
point.
was very entertaining.
It was, but someone made a good point. I was listening to somebody talking about the movie, and they were like, the RV's like whatever, and it was funny to some degree. Like, but what if we just got that RV? What if we cut the RV scenes though? It wouldn't do anything to the story, and we focused a little bit more once again on Woody and Buzz having a few final moments, so that when that last moment happened, they're splitting apart, you could really get a little more like emotionally involved in it, I guess, because they really. I remember even while I was watching it, at some point I don't think to myself, like, Buzz is really not even in this movie. Like, he is, but he's not. I mean, Buzz is like. I guess they've all been buddy movies, so except for this one. So I guess maybe that's what they were trying to get across. You know, the guy meets the girl, or his interest is completely in the girl now. So there goes the relationship with his buddy. I don't know.
And that like really relied on you having to have seen the previous three. Now, if it was like a newer, this was a new type movie to you, that them separating at the end has no effect on you at all.
That's another thing.
Like you said, there's no build up in the actual to show the relationship in the actual movie.
And I mean, we're safe. I guess we're pretty safe in assuming that most people have seen all these movies, but if they haven't, they're probably too young to really care about that anyway. But
at least like it as a movie on its own, they should incorporate that in it.
It also makes me think that this is not the last one.
No, because I think did they? I don't know if I heard this on something or did they mention Woody being Andy's toy, but then we know that he is an old family toy.
Yeah.
From the mother when Al was trying to buy him at the yard sale. So they have that to do. They could do, I mean, if you want to focus on Woody, you could do a prequel. Or you could do another movie and kind of separate the two as the toys still together. And Woody and Bo Peep, who seem to be traveling with the carnival. And then, you know, maybe the carnival wraps back around to Bonnie's hometown type of thing.
That was going to be my point, is that's what they leave that at. Like, they leave them specifically in a carnival.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird, I mean, yeah, you get to play the whole idea of them like setting toys free, but at the same time you get to play that game too, where that thing's moving around the country at any time. So here we go.
Yep, they'll eventually be back.
They'll stumble upon each other, or they could just simply do another movie without Woody.
Yeah. They could. Yeah.
Buzz could get an end game. You know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you could have a Toy Story movie without that Tom Hanks voice in it. He's just too.
You would think not, but
crazier things have been done, I guess.
But Buzz because Buzz and Woody are like classic, but it's funny too when you almost don't even realize over the course of the movies. You look and you're like, wow, there was a lot of toys in the first one, and there's like not many left.
Yeah.
In the last one, which is realistic, like that's how kind of it works in a kid's room and all that stuff. I get it.
Yeah, I like that we got to see RC again.
Yeah.
Because they never really, they have to, but you never really understood where he went. But
and I also like the idea you got to see kind of how Bo Peep like left.
Yeah, because that was a question in the third one.
Bo Peep never really fascinated me in any kind of way until I guess now. But Woody, I guess, if this story didn't go this direction, where was it going to go? Like, it was time for Woody to move on, right? Mm-hmm. He had struggled. There was some inconsistent. It's so funny too. Like, someone brought up the point of how she just kind of threw Woody off to the side, even though Andy gave her a huge spiel when he passed Woody down to her, like, this is the most important toy. Like, this is my biggest
Yeah.
buddy, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, my cowboy. And it made you feel like, happily ever after, and Woody's going to be on top again. And then you go to the story, and Woody's just not cutting it. But he's old, too. He's an old toy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at the whole Gabby thing, where she gets his voice, and she thinks she's going to get her chance, and the first girl she's been aiming for,
Yeah.
which she almost knew was going to happen the way they built it up, just tosses her aside.
Yeah.
So. And speaking of Gabby, like, how did you feel about that whole some plot was what you would call that?
I did like that she got the redemption. I like that it wasn't just a bad, mean character just to be the bad guy.
Yeah,
she had a specific purpose.
Yeah.
But they threw the whole nice at first, then the bad guy, but that at least made the redemption at the end.
She wasn't on the Lotso, basically.
No. But I did like that whole her with the ventriloquist dummies. I did like them as the little characters. I don't know. I'm trying to say how to word this. It was just. Jeez, what am I trying to say?
I don't know. I'll jump in while you're thinking. It to me, she's almost like the reverse of Lotso. She gives you the creeps at first, ends up being good, whereas Lotso makes you seem like he's friendly at first, and then he's a jerk. Although I'm not quite sure Lotso was really a bad guy when you really think about it. All he wanted them to do was work their way up to the good room. Put your time in, and you get to come to the.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was just a chain of command. He built the pyramid, and he was on top, but he had other toys in there with them, living a good life.
Yeah.
Just the new toys had to pay their dues. So maybe we get a Lotso movie, and kind of like a Hannibal. Where we get a little more
you ever
sympathy.
get off that garbage truck?
We can build some sympathy, prequel sympathy for Lotso.
Yeah.
What else? Duke Kaboom.
It was a great character. Yeah.
He wasn't crazy involved in the story. Just did a couple of things, but he was funny. And then what is it? Ducky and Bunny?
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, they were really good with the plush rush scenes.
Yeah.
Those were always great.
And Duke Kaboom at the end. Do you really have lasers for eyes?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was nice. Like I did like all the new characters that they brought in. It was nice that they brought the little Combat Carls back from the one of the shorts.
Talking about Combat Carl. He's actually voiced by Carl Weathers too.
Yes.
In the Rocky movie.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And so those were good. I didn't like. I'm nitpicky, but I would have liked to have seen more like environments. They seem to just keep bouncing back and forth between the RV and the antique store over and over again.
Yeah.
A little bit, or maybe you saw more stuff go on at the carnival or something. I don't know. Because usually in Toy Story, it's like all over the place, and I felt like that just kept like, let's go get Forky, let's not go get Forky. It's always let's go get Forky, but let's go get him. And we didn't get him. We're gonna go back and get him again.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess we should address the elephant in the room here. Is Forky was definitely, I liked him. I didn't think I wasn't sure I was gonna. I wasn't sure what they were even. I didn't
know what they were doing. I didn't even understand. I guess anything can become a toy, but I didn't know how they were gonna make.
I didn't know if they were gonna go like a metaphor
like
with them to address differences in people, or I didn't know where they were gonna. Like when I saw the trailer, I didn't know what they were gonna do. Like what his purpose was in the movie.
Yeah, I didn't even know if they were gonna throw a big curveball and he was gonna be the big villain in it somehow. But
looking back, that would have certainly been a big curveball. But I've seen tons of theories before the movie came out that Bo Peep was gonna be the villain in this movie. There was a bunch of YouTube videos made about that. But that never happened, obviously. I liked that they didn't go over the top with Bo Peep. They made her strong and independent, but she wasn't like constantly like saying obnoxious things to Woody or anything like that. It was still very obvious that she cared for him and all that. They had that one little falling out, and then very quickly she, thought about it. And,
yeah, it was like she didn't even question really to help him. She just they got old friends just picking up where they left off basically.
So that was good. All the voice acting was good as usual with Pixar. The writing was can't think of any like one like real non-nitpicky thing that I didn't like. Other than, I guess, I would say the Buzz and Woody, no Buzz and Woody build-up was a little more than nitpicky. I think that was kind of they could have done better with that.
I think it was too quick of a goodbye too. I mean, the way the RV driving away, and it was just, but the little finishing, them finishing.
Like you knew it was going to happen.
Together. Yeah.
First of all, he doesn't get in the box, and they foreshadow the idea that he was almost there that time. Now he just has no kid, and he's going this time. And let's face it, walking into the movie, we knew something sad was going to happen because Tim Allen kept saying it in every interview he was in.
Yeah. Still didn't. Yeah.
Which they probably should have not did.
No.
But.
I guess they were just trying to build up because the end of Toy Story 3 was just like that was that big gut punch, and then I guess they're trying to.
Toy Story 3 was good.
Yeah.
That was probably my favorite one. I think about it. I heard people ranking them. I think I would go 3, 2, 1, 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't see. I go 1, 3, 4, 2.
What a big fan of 2, huh?
No, I mean I liked it, but it just out of those, I don't.
Hey, everyone's got their.
Yeah.
I like 2, and I kind of forgot about 2 and just recently watched it. And I really liked it. I was like, it's better than I remembered.
Yeah. Maybe I just didn't like the whole Prospus sort of Stinky Pete. I didn't really like that character. Kind of turned me off. But not that it's a bad movie.
I love how the villain in Toy Story movies always has like a decent reason to be a villain. Like the Prospector was a villain, but like you kind of saw where he was coming from.
Yeah.
He was like, I need to get out of here. It's getting lame.
Stuck in a box his whole life.
Yeah, like so like he was what he was looking for as his ultimate end. He was willing to share with Woody. Like he wasn't gonna like get rid of Woody once he got there. He just needed him to get there.
Yeah.
So he wasn't like terrible. And Woody at one point almost succumbed to that. And Woody, I mean, you could even argue that Gabby was even though Woody succumbed to her wishes, it was still a kind of a creepy thing that went on there. But they opened them up so she could have a voice. But I was actually a little bit like when I was all going down, I was like, this is weird. But overall, Gabby was good, and she was voiced by Christina Hendricks, who I absolutely love.
At least the dummies could so well too.
Oh, the dummies were hilarious.
Yeah.
Like before, keep being like, that thing is frightening.
Yeah, but see, why did the dummy? I kind of understand what they were going with. The dummies don't talk because, as you are the voice for the dummy, but then how would Gabby talk because she doesn't have a voice box? Hers is broken.
None of the rules make any sense.
No.
Like, what are the rules for the toys?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they show themselves to Sid, remember? In the first one? So there goes the rule. There goes the initial rule that I thought where if you just seen, you drop. Like so it's you're voluntarily dropping.
Yes. Which didn't make sense for Buzz in the first one.
I heard I'm not going to take credit for this because I heard someone make the point and I thought it was a good one. So there's not one single rogue toy in the history of the world that was just like, I'm going to show the humans I can talk and dance.
They just that's the only rule they follow.
Yeah. Now we're just being nerds, but it's just like it's funny that what exactly are the rules here?
Because even in this one, they weren't seen, but they were talking to the adult. With the whole pretending to GPS and Buzz throwing the backpack thing in there.
And they actually told a really fine line with all that. Like Buzz is yelling about the backpack, and then like you said with the GPS, and then you wonder like now Woody's in this carnival and they're doing their thing. What are they like? The chances they get in that little area they're in. They're eventually going to freeze, and someone's going to be like, what is this doing here? And they're not going to last. Like, what's a porcelain half lamp doing hanging out in the...
Yeah.
Like a carnival game. So that was... It's whatever. You suspend disbelief, obviously, but it's just funny to think about it.
And the unicorn was a little weird with always wanting to get the dad arrested. That was kind of...
Yeah, it was just kind of...
It was a funny little thing, but it's
a
like...
gag or whatever. But
it's like, why does this thing want the dad arrested so bad?
He almost succeeded, too.
Yeah.
It's even better. Anything else?
What else?
What was in my head, yeah.
I would say those dummies did remind me of my childhood with the Goosebumps.
Yeah, it looked just
exactly like that from that. So that was kind of nice. And then the only other character I think we didn't mention was the little what was her name? Giggle McDimples, is that her name?
Oh yeah, I don't know if
Ripley?
that was her name, but I know who you're talking about. She's like a Polly Pocket, basically.
Yeah, it was a nice little thing. She got very excited when she found out Woody was a sheriff. So
Yeah, and she was like just a yes man, really. Like anything that Kathy should get. Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, and that just added a little more to the humor. I would have liked to have seen a little more Mr. Pricklepants in this one as well.
Yeah.
First of all, he's got by far the best name of all Toy Story characters.
Yeah.
Ari always has a little smile on her face when I say it. Mr. Pricklepants, where's he going? And he's got this silly little character where he's like an intellectual.
Now, the first three, didn't they? Did all three of them open with the fake, like them in Andy's playing a scene in his mind, and was that all three of them? And this was the only one that they did.
It's funny you say this. I was thinking this. I don't know. I just watched them all too. How does number 2 open?
Is the 2 the one? Isn't that?
2's the one.
Is the
2's
train?
the one where Rex is playing the video game. He gets all the way to Zurg, and Zurg he's playing the Buzz Lightyear video game. So yes, kind of. So they all kind of have that. I don't remember what one was. I don't remember how one opened.
Yeah, that's always a thought. I didn't.
But if I had to venture a guess, I would say probably. Yeah, so it was a little bit of a different opening.
Yeah, I would have liked more Ham because I like John Ratzenberger.
Yeah.
Cliff Cleveland, but
yeah, it's just.
That's that's really in the grand scheme of things my only big thing was.
Yeah, because you feel like they could have did it.
Yeah.
Like you could have. Even if it was one 5-minute scene somewhere where they were in the mix, just like talking a little more.
Because the movie was not a long movie compared to movies nowadays. It's
an hour and 40 minutes or something like that.
You could have added another 5-10 minutes of. It seems. I mean, I'm sure. And the Army Men, not that I don't know if did they go. I don't even know if Andy gave them to her, but they were really non-existent.
No, they didn't go. Remember, because they were like when the trash bags come out.
Oh, that's right.
They the first ones to go. Plus, he's dead now.
Yes.
Yeah. Arlie Emery, whatever his name was. Emery.
They did have Army Men toys at Walmart that said Toy Story 4 on them, so they're still trying to get that merchandise. They're not even in the movie.
They're going to merchandise you one way or the other. But, yeah, I think the movie overall was good. It was not a bad addition. It didn't ruin anything. So that's good. I would say they've successfully made 4 movies, all very well with the kids theme that always kind of touch on adult topics, which is nice.
Yes.
So they're fun to watch. They're actually really kind of becoming my favorite Disney movies slowly. The more I watch it with Ari over and over again, I'm like, I really like these.
Yeah.
More than I thought I did, I guess.
Yeah, toys. That's always been my goat. I
mean, I've always liked them. Don't get me wrong.
Those have always been my favorite Pixar movies in general. And now just in. I do like the Toy Story ones.
And when it first came out, they show you when it first came out, and I think to myself, I think we were too, I wasn't young, I was a teenager, but I was too young I just took everything for granted to realize how cool this really was to use this kind of animation to make a movie.
Yeah, I mean the animation in this movie, you can just
it's ridiculous.
How incredible it is that the chandelier scene is really good. And the one where they're standing on the top of the carousel or whatever. And then looking out at it, and the cat looked like a real cat.
Yeah.
It's incredible how far it's come.
There's a video I watched on this, the evolution. I'll put it in the description after I post this podcast, actually. It was really cool how they broke down some of the tricks they used in the first one. We're not really good at this, so we'll show people from a darker light and far away. And the dog is really smooth, the fur is not really there, but we'll kind of just pick and choose our shots so that doesn't show too much. And now it's just they can zoom in and they can basically do anything. I mean, they perfected their craft. With Monsters Inc., they really get the fur thing down, and they break it all down in this video. You got to see it. I'll put it on there. It's cool. It's 10 minutes long. The guy does a good job. Can't remember I'll find it. I can't remember who does it. But I think it's about it. And our kids are going crazy in the background. Yeah. So.
Oh, Forky was a very big hit in my house.
Yeah, Johnny's actually got a Forky. The kids brought I got Forky thrown at me actually earlier.
Because even my oldest son, even before I got the little thing, he already got, we didn't have a plastic spork, but he was already trying to make the Forky. He's already.
Yeah.
So it's a big hit with my kids.
Forky's cool. Maybe you can get Knifey, whatever.
Yeah, whatever that one was. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what the name's gonna be.
Yeah, I guess.
Johnny's son got mad at me because I wanted to know where I saw him bring Forky in, and I wanted to know where Forky was, and then I was like, I know where he is, and he's like, he's right here, and I ignored him, and I was like, no, he's in the trash. So I ran down there, like the nearest trash can, and he's like, "No, he's here!" Whipped him at me. There he was.
Beautiful child. So nice.
Oh, lovely children. Anyway, so that's it for us this week. Same spiel as always. Comments in the comments below. At Quick Diz Takes. On Twitter. Questions. Share care. We will get your cooking show up. I promise we'll actually talk about it before John leaves and figure out when we can do that. Also, now I got a new Twitter follower. Actually, I usually don't get excited about this, but my new Twitter follower is John Castano over here.
Oh.
So you can at John Castano if you want to ask him any questions.
I've never tweeted ever, but
He's got 6 followers. So he's going places in the world. The Backside of Water at iCloud. Check us out if you're on YouTube here. Just check us out. Also, don't forget to watch some of the videos on the Quick Diz Takes channel. We got Johnny's cooking show will be out sooner or later. I got more vlogs going up. I got more opinion videos going up very shortly. No shortage of content every week, and obviously the podcast, which you can also check out on iTunes and Spotify and wherever you listen to podcasts. So with that said, we're out of here, and have a good rest of your week. A magical week, if you will.